welcome each and every one of you to this session of Doing Life Together. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome to Ashraya Shillong. And for those of you who have been regular with us, welcome back. Today's session would be on emotional well-being. It's a continuation of the series on mental health. Before we dive into the session, we have a little game for you just to loosen up, and Larry will help us with this. Over to you, Larry.
Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well, and thank you so much Sajay for that lovely introduction. Just to break the ice, we have a short game for you all, and before we begin, let me just tell you the rules and regulation for the game. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen with you all where you can see an artist picture. Okay, so you will have to guess the name of the artist, and whoever gets it correct and the first one to drop the name of the artist correct in the chat box will be credited with 10 points. And to help us with tracking of the points and everything, Sajay will help us with tracking the points. Okay, so let me begin. I will be sharing my screen with you all. So can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so you'll be getting 10 seconds to guess the name of the artist correct.
Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift.
Okay, so before we even begin the game, who was that?
Risha. Risha got us Taylor Swift first in the chat box.
Okay, so 10 points to whoever said that. So did we receive any answers yet?
No.
Not yet. Come on, guys. Okay, so let me just begin, okay? Chris Martin.
Coldplay. Is it Coldplay?
No, it's Chris Martin.
Coldplay.
Yes, the band name is Coldplay, but the artist name is Chris Martin. What about this one, guys? Come on, you all know her. She's a very famous pop star, okay?
Can I say, do I get points for that?
Pinshai has given the answer.
Yes,
no.
you will.
Pinshai has given the answer.
Yes.
It's Pinshai.
Pinshai has already given the answers. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Pinshai is correct.
It's Beyonce.
Yes, so 10 points to Pinshai.
What about this? Did we receive any answers yet?
Nothing yet.
Okay, we'll just go ahead, okay? It's Justin. What about for this one? Can anyone guess?
Alicia Keys.
Somebody said Alicia Keys.
Yes, 10 points to Bendang. Okay, let me just begin. It's Jason Mars. Any guesses, guys?
Rihanna.
Rihanna. It's
Okay,
Rihanna.
I think
It's one re, 10 points to one re.
no, some male voice said Rihanna actually.
Yes.
Was it Pinchai? Was it Pinchai?
No, Don Boxer.
Okay, I think it's Dunbog's voice. Okay.
Okay, it's a tie, sir. I think it's between Dotbog and one re.
Okay.
What about this one? Come on, we all know him, okay? Come on.
Harry
From One
Styles.
Direction.
Harry Styles.
Harry. It's Harry.
Correct. Who is that?
Harry.
Don
Who
Boxer.
is that?
I think the triplets.
I know him. He's from One Direction.
Yes,
Wondery.
the triplet. Okay, let me begin.
Okay, it's stuck again.
Wow.
Billie
All
Eilish.
the millennials.
Billie Eilish.
That's correct. 10 points to try, sisters. Last one, okay, last one, guys. We all know him. Come on.
Ed Sheeran.
It's Ed Sheeran. It's Ed
Yes.
Sheeran. Ed
Who's
Sheeran.
that?
Okay, the triplets, I guess.
Yes. So we all. So I think so. We have a clear winner.
Yes, we have.
It's the triplets.
All right,
So
clap
thank
for the
you.
triplets.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for for playing for being such a sport. Okay, I would like to thank you all, and over to you, Saji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry, for that short and interesting game. I hope you all had fun. And without further ado, I will request Sir Sunny to start with the session. Over to you, Mr. Maulong.
Thanks, Sajay. Thanks, Larry. If it would have been Michael Jackson and, Elvis, Jim Reeves, maybe I would have got 10 out of, all the points. But these new singers, I am clueless. Debuji sir, what do you think? Sarji, A.R. Rahman next time, Sarji.
Sir.
All right. I think next time we should have A.R. Rahman. Yeah, I mean, okay, but it was well done. Well done. Thank you so much, ladies. All right. So we are still on the session on mental health. As we get going, it's getting, I'm getting excited. And also, there are a lot of things that I personally am learning, and not only learning, in fact, I am implementing, and it is doing good in my life, and I'm sure with you guys as well. So today, it's a very long session, not that we're going to do all today. We're going to break it in parts, for the weeks to come as well. But then, because emotional well-being is something that we all would like to get a boost up, and it's just so vast. It's just so vast. So today it's going to be a lot more interaction with you all, and yeah, as I said that we will have more time and to listen from with you guys and from you guys. So to start with, let me define emotional well-being, because emotional well-being has so much to do in building our mental strength. See, it's all about feeling good. It's all about being happy. It's all about maintaining a good, healthy relationship. And it's all about living a satisfied life. Of course, defining each and every piece of this, it's really a very broad spectrum. So what I thought was, let me see a little bit that we can touch base on all this. But then, of course, you will be able to really dive in each piece, because what I feel good may not be in common with what you feel good, right? So, this is basically the definition of emotional well-being. It's just being happy, being good, being, animated, enjoying your relationship with your family members, friends, and that, and living a life that is content, because what we're missing in life today is living in a contented life. So, I mean, that with that background, I hope those guys who were there in the last few sessions, you'll remember it's a continuation. The first session we had was on building, a mental strength by, and then we also saw last week of how we can keep guard on our stress. And, so today I have a very interesting question. Who can guess what's going on in this picture? What's going on? Any wild guesses?
They're taking a picture.
Yeah, they're taking a picture, but then the common terminology these days?
Selfie.
Selfie.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking a selfie, guys. All right. So as far as a selfie is concerned, what I'm going to do is, guys, you can take a snapshot on the next slide that I'm going to give you guys. And I'm going to divide you guys in groups. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to give you guys instructions what you are supposed to do. Okay. So remember, the next slide that I'm about to show you, it's regarding selfie. And why do people, the question is, why do people take selfie? Okay. So for the trio sisters who are, in that group, you can be a part of one group. That's not a problem. Maybe you guys can be in one group, and I'm gonna divide you guys. Then you just remember, you will be hinted to accept when I break you guys into breakout rooms. You just accept and you'll be a part of the group. And then what's your role? Your role is to just line up, in your order. You discuss with your group, or what joy or what happiness, or why do people take selfie? Okay, so the answer would be something like this. Okay, you can remember these points or take a snapshot. Is it to get attention? So you're gonna rank them in your group. Which one is number one, which one is number two, which one is number three? All right. So because I'll be breaking you guys into breakout rooms, and let's see who's in the group. Okay, so I'm gonna create you guys right now and share the group. Okay, sorry. So let me break you guys into breakout room where you guys will come in 3 minutes and discuss. Okay. Yes. Yes, Don, you are in group one. What were the top three that you guys thought? Why do people take selfie?
Actually, no one responds that, so I have
Okay, go ahead, Don.
Actually, like it's according to my perception or according to what, like, in general.
Yeah, your perception also. Yeah.
I have written that the top three is that most people pursue they are having fun things or something like that, and second point, it's because of fun and creativity, and third point is so that everyone think that it's good. That is the 3 point.
Okay, thank you, Don, for sharing. Thank you. And who's group two? Group two? Who was in group two?
Why people take selfie is, number one is because they think everybody thinks they look good. One. Number two is because they're bored. According to me, because they're bored. And number three is to express their personality and identity.
Lovely, thank you.
That is my top three.
Yeah, so great, great. So what about group four? Excited to hear. I think the trio sisters are also in group four. Yeah, why do you think people take selfie?
So I would like to go in order, one each, since we are three of us.
Okay.
Because they are bored. The issues are because they are bored. and I choose that to express the identity and personality. And I chose that since to show fun things that they are doing.
All right. So you guys,
What
yeah,
we think while people do.
great. So you see, guys, actually there is a reason why, but we may not understand why do people take selfie. So I'm gonna again share my screen. There are a lot of things there to get attention because everybody does it to show fun things, to help them make new friends, to make other people jealous. I think we were discussing on that with Sir Debujit and Ms. Yada. Okay, because they are bored. Okay, to express their personality so everyone thinks like they look good, and because it is fun and creative. I believe that all these points is very, very instrumental, and I agree with all the points, and I hope you do as well. So yeah, so when we talk about selfie, so it's not nothing but people are trying to be emotionally well. People wants to feel good. Remember, we were discussing about feeling good. However, people have really switched off from the real feel good factors and start moving into the virtual feel good factors. And there are a lot of negativity. I'm not just against selfie, or we're not talking about selfie. It's just an exercise to really portray what social media can do. So today on well-being, one of the core topics that I thought of covering is that today our social networking or social media can be very, very instrumental in affecting our emotional well-being. You can just imagine if you post a picture. Okay, you post a picture. I think today Benda is going to contribute a lot. But if you post a picture, and there is some negative remarks, how do you feel? I'm sure you don't feel good. So you see it now with the social media taking such a key role. It started to control our emotional well-being. We feel good if people give a like to say, wow, great picture. We have a feel-good factor. The adrenaline goes high. We discuss with the social media team how many likes, and then trying to check how many people are giving positive response. So basically, the moment we post anything in YouTube or social media, you want to see how many hits a bell button, how many subscribes, and people just want to see how many viewers, just want to know how many people are pressing the subscribe button. I'm sure you all are watching YouTube, and you see, please, please, please subscribe to my channel, please give a like button, and you've seen that. Because at the end, sometimes you feel at the end they are all interested in the subscribe button. They're all interested in how many likes and views. You see, what I'm trying to say is that's where we have started to get feel good factors from various fields. So today we'll cover a little bit on social media, of course, uh, on the feel good factor. And of course there are positivity as well. You when you're alone, you get connected in a virtual world and so on. But then at the same time, it does have its negative impact as well. It does have its negative impact. So what I'm saying is that if your life in trying to get emotional well-being, if your life is connected to only social media, then I think we are missing the real feel good factor. We're missing our emotional stability. So what I've come up with is the acronyms of the word selfie itself. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys. And I like what Ms. Yada was discussing with Sir Debujit, stating that we girls love to take picture, and you're not wrong, Ms. Yada, because today media user worldwide, as per the 2019 survey, they found out 3.484 billion people today are into the social media. You see now that emotions have so much integrated with social media that today we getting I would say we're getting a lot of what would I use a word here? But we're getting a lot of, we respond a lot to social media these days, okay? And out of which, I was just looking at the stats of one of the research that says that, hey, in almost every area, it's female folks who are very dominant in social media. Twitter is 82% are by the female media ladies. LinkedIn again, they outsmart us male by 57%. Facebook, again, the female outsmart us by 56%. Instagram, somehow we are there with 50%. But Snapchat, again, okay, we are there. So the guys are more into Instagram and Snapchat as per research. But what I'm trying to say is that, can you believe this, folks? Half of the world population are today connected with media, and that's where they get the zest or the push, or the feel good, the feel bad factors about their emotions. And I want to just share with you guys the selfie, not literally the selfie, okay? I'm just using an acronyms so that you all can remember what is the negative impact if our emotions or our emotional well-being to maintain a good mental health is so interconnected with the social or the virtual world. It's gonna really have an impact in us. Of course, apart, we're not discussing more on the negativity or positivity, but then we want to take care of the negativity. The first S is, when you get involved in too deep in your virtual world, you become so self-absorbed. People are so absorbed into this, that sharing endless selfies and all your innermost thoughts on social media can create self-centeredness, all about you creating your own world. You feel that this is my world now, and then you distance yourself from real life connections. And that's where now emotion instability can take place, because once we get into this, deeply rooted into this, we can miss out the real life, the real emotional well-being. So the first thing is that we become self-observed when we are connected with the social world. The second thing is we get engaged. As I told you, we get engaged. So we get engaged into what people say about likes. We get engaged in shares. Sometimes even, I follow these guys in social media who are reputed people in our society. So, and they have thousands and thousands of followers, not really zeroing down to anyone. But then I realize the way they get engaged. Sometimes there is a brawl, there is a spat, there is arguments, because they get engaged, and it's a public platform, spitting, verbal spittings on each other, which is really, I mean, people can get so disturbed emotionally because they're so engaged into comments and all. Okay, so some people, and now you the best, I will not really go into this, but then you realize lately how that young boy got into trouble just because trying to get more followers, trying to be getting into engage, but then talking little, maybe I won't use the word out of sense, but maybe not making some sense when he was sharing about Arunachal Pradesh. And I'm sure that guy regretted, but then at the end of the day, because he was too engaged, and later it had a boomerang effect on him. All right. And do you realize when you're too engaged, even while driving, if there's somebody texting you and you would like to respond immediately, you forget whether you while driving you're safe or unsafe. You see, it's getting us affected emotionally once we get to engage. The third thing is SEL, loneliness creeps in. And this is not based on what I say. The University of Pennsylvania found out, in their survey, that those people who have high or who are in high usage of social media or, virtual world, they can see an increase in loneliness. You see, because of course you are glued into the screen, you're glued into the virtual world where you miss out the real people around you. So negative impact, one is self-absorption, two, engaging, three, loneliness. All right. This is a word that it's called FOMO. Okay, this is really affecting emotionally to people who are involved a lot in social media. It's called FOMO. It's fear of missing out. So what happened is, immediately when you hear a message, even when you're cooking, you want to rush because immediately you don't want to miss out anything. Or the moment you get up in the morning, the first thing you do is search for your phone. Did I miss out something last night? Even as I was sleeping, maybe there's some new updates in Facebook. There maybe what's going on in my WhatsApp, Insta, and you just get lost into this. And I don't know, but I feel that today the world, gone are those days where early in the morning, the moment we get up, we want to pray and talk about God, and you're talking to God. Today, the first thing we do is we want to just get the updates in the social world, what's going on. So there is a problem today called FOMO, fear of missing out. We just scared in case I miss out some, a message. It's like for me, sometimes a FOMO comes with my newspaper, because if I don't get to read newspaper every morning, I just have a fear of missing out on some news. Okay, maybe it's a healthy practice. However, now there is a fear of missing out. It's gripping the emotions of people who are involved in the virtual world. So this can bring instability in our emotions. So S, self-absorption; E, engaging; L, loneliness; F, fear of missing out. I is you get into isolation. We have talked, on this. I see at home. I don't know if you guys have family members. These young ladies, the trios, and you guys who have teenagers at home. You realize that today, I think if I call come and have lunch, let's say, gone are those days where you can just say, now you have to text message, hey, come and have lunch. So you see everybody, even in the family today, is so much in isolation. We watch TV together, all of us, 4 5 of us, but all 4 5 of us by our side have our mobile as well. Not those days, where we watch football together and scream and shout and give a high five. Everybody who come, when we come back home, we all get into our own rooms and again with our screen. So don't you think that brings isolation? Do you realize that uh, how can we stabilize our emotions? We don't share, our emotions with loved and dear ones. We isolate ourselves from our families. We isolate ourselves from our friends. And then for many other activities, I don't get involved into activities anymore, just because I got glued into the social world, or in the not the social world, but the social media or the virtual world. So you see, the S, E, L, F, I, and also we kind of experience something which I call as cyber bullying. Okay, or you worry that you have no control over the things that people post about you. So there is another kind of worry that, hey, you have no control. I think let me just give you an honest confession here. Because we're doing also, from the work perspective, we are doing a lot of advertisement in the social media, taking social media as a platform for business. So, sharing about business. Last week, there was somebody, because see, we have these automated response whoever try to connect to our company. So but there are people who don't know, they thought that they are communicating with a real person. So suppose now Don trying to search into our social media for the advertisements is hi. All right, immediately he gets a message, hi Don, thank you for reaching us, is there anything that I can help you? Of course we have those automated answer. This guy got furious. I saw, then he started giving me 4 emojis, angry and, red-headed and so on. And then I realized this guy maybe did not get it. And immediately, because he sent that, then maybe again he got another message, And then he says, then he started to be very abusive as far as in the social media. So I felt bad. So I see there is a kind of a cyber bullying as an example. So but then what happened? There's no way out, but I had to block him, because we can't argue much. And a lot of cyberbullying. I mean, one of my friends who posted on his channel on YouTube, and it went viral, and many of us were so blessed by his talks. But then when I was reading comments, and there were 4 5 different names, giving comments that is negative. But I can understand they were not criticizing on the content of his speech, but they were criticizing him personally. Then I realized, they said that these guys know him personally, and they're attacking him personally. And then we had to find out, my friend found out that these guys had problem in their personal life, yesteryears, whatever reason, and they're pouring out into, it's more like cyberbullying. So we do have these negative impact. Just remember that in the social world, our emotions can get unstable because of self-absorption. Of course, there are many points. I just thought, like, let's just pick up the 6 points for us for an easier reminder: self-absorption, engaging, loneliness, FOMO or fear of missing out, isolation, experiencing cyberbullying. So this is one area that I thought want to share with you guys, that emotional instability can come just because we're too rooted into the social or virtual world. Okay, so on that note, let's bring things to the brighter side of life. Okay, what we can do then? Hey, let's get connected, guys, on an emotional well-being. Let's get connected as much as we can. You just have a feel good. In fact, as you grow up, you feel that people around you are getting lesser and lesser. All right, so we need to get connected. Let me just I think okay, so let's get connected with people around us, family, friends, that can build in and strengthen our emotions. Okay. Second, what we can do is, let's get active, guys. Let's get active. Don't just sit on the screen. Go for a walk, do some running, just step outside the virtual world. Play game, do gardening, dancing, cooking, whatever you guys like. Just get involved, be active. This, strength, as you build in your immune system, you build in your emotional strength. All right, so that you can have a good social well-being. Keep learning, guys. Learn new things. I don't know how many you've seen many people during COVID, they caught up with cooking, and then they started to learn new things. Some of them have joined some new courses. Some of them maybe tried on and in singing, and so on and so forth. So keep learning. And the last one is give. Give means it's always nice to be not be a receiver, but the giver. Give something nice for a friend, appreciation, or do good to a stranger. Thank someone. Just if you have nothing, just throw somebody your smile. Volunteer to help someone with your time. Join some group, and thank you for doing life together with us. Something like this that we're doing. Look out for some opportunity or doorways that you guys can do something. So these things, in fact, help us build our emotional well-being, coming out of the virtual world and getting more into the real world. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you, pause here for a while. I'm going to show you guys a video. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a video. Let's see how you guys can okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to share my sound. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I hope you can see. If not, please let me know.
Sometimes life can feel challenging, empty, or stressful. We have so much going on in our heads, it's easy to feel disconnected. 5 ways to well-being are simple things we can all do to help us enjoy life and be kinder to ourselves. Just taking a little time out for yourself and taking notice of the simple things can make a huge difference, helping you feel more relaxed. Connecting with others can be daunting at first, but it's worth it when you meet a friend. Learning something new can help build your confidence and gets you involved in something you've always wanted to try. Even small acts of generosity can activate the reward centre of our brain, which reduces stress levels and even helps us live longer. Simply moving your body around has so many benefits. When you're active, your body releases chemicals in your brain, which makes you happy. They also help you concentrate, feel and look better, and sleep better, which is pretty great, eh?
All right, so that was something on, on just switching gear on how can we be emotionally strong. So I will continue on the slides. So that's how we do. We connect, we are active, we keep learning, and we give. All right. So I'm gonna again ask you $1 million question. Okay, let's see. You guys answer in the chat. Okay. What is one thing that 7.1 billion people are chasing? Oh, tough question. All right. What is one thing that 7.1 billion people are chasing, guys? What do you think? Okay, you can type your answer in the chat box.
It depends on the persons, like people who are from a kind of a middle class or very poor. For them, maybe money is something that they have always dream of, and
yeah,
people who are having money, maybe happiness or freedom or something like that.
Very good. Yeah. So what we're trying to zero down, if there's one thing that all of us are chasing for, okay, it depends, no doubt. Some people are after money, some people for health. That's very true. That's very true. But let's just zero down. What do we think? If there's one thing that we're all chasing in common, one thing in common.
Happiness.
Okay. So Don says happiness. Any other answer? All right. So if you have an answer, you can let me know. But if not, then we will go on with what unanimously agree with Don this evening. I agree. Okay, somebody wanted to say something. Yeah, try yours. What is one thing that 7.1 billion people are chasing? Yeah. All right. So I thought somebody was trying to answer. Great. So Don, I 100% agree with Don. And I hope, and I'm sure you all would agree with Don as well, that if there's one thing that 7.1 billion people are chasing is happiness. It's very true. And you won't believe me that today happiness has become an industry because people are chasing after happiness. People started to do business with happiness, trying to get more business. All right. And today the business on happiness amount to $4.2 trillion. It's huge, it's massive. $4.2 trillion is the business. You see smiley emoji talk about happiness. You see cups with smiley emojis. You see t-shirts. You see everything is a message about happiness. There's so many courses on happiness. In fact, there's a stat on happiness. They found out that in the last 3 years itself, all right, 3.4 million people took a course on happiness. People are running after happiness. There are workshops and webinars on happiness. Great gurus saying, come and join our webinars and seminars and pay us huge amount of money. We'll tell you how to get happiness. All right, we'll find out ways to get happiness. So people are joining courses on happiness. People are becoming happiness coach today. All right, 3 years, 3.4 million. And only on Instagram, I mean, we're taking only on a hashtag happiness. There are 1.5 million posts on Instagram on just happiness. There are more, but I'm just saying the pure word on happiness. There is happiness by choice, happiness, my life, happiness. I'm not counting those, just only on the word happiness hashtag itself, 1.5 million. So this word is really where every one of us are chasing. And it has a lot to do with our emotional well-being, let's just see from the spiritual point of view. Hinduism believe that happiness only is the highest heaven. They call it the Purushastras. There are four, okay, that if we achieve that highest heaven, we can get happiness. I mean, Islam would say happiness is a lifelong process. Okay, everybody talks about happiness. Judaism says pursuit of happiness is a moral duty. Christian says to have a relationship with God through Jesus Christ, that is true happiness. All right. So let's practice. How do we practice happiness then? How do we practice happiness? Well-being, practicing happiness. What is your take? Can since let's interact a little bit. What is your take as far as practicing happiness is concerned? Maybe one or two answer. How do you practice happiness for your emotional well-being?
Do the things that we love.
Do the things that you love every day, not sometime. All right. Then this, yeah, because each and every one of us have our ways to happiness. All right. Maybe somebody to say, evening, I just enjoy my cup of coffee. When I get a strong coffee, happiness. Some says, oh, I just love this weather. I enjoy a good weather. An evening well spent, a good movie. I love cricket. Okay, I just watch cricket and maybe cricket. Somebody says, oh, end of lockdown. When India wins a match, oh, there's so much happiness. Okay, be it football or be it any other sports. So we see that there are many ways that we can form happiness. It's not running after somebody that only when I read a book or I know I finished an MBA in happiness, or if I've joined some courses on happiness. Hey, it's simple. You just need to discover what makes you happy, guys, and just do it and practice happiness. All right. We were just checking on certain countries. I don't know if you guys know, Finland has been ranked as the happiest country in the world. But then when they zero down why Finland is so happy, and they found out that Finland is the happiest country in the world because they enjoy the gift of nature. They just go and appreciate nature. They just love the geography, the topography, the flora and fauna around. And that's what they're happy for. They enjoy swimming, they enjoy gardening, they enjoy doing life, and surprisingly, they are the happiest country in the world. What about Bhutan? Bhutan, in fact, declared that gross national happiness is more important than gross national product, ensuring that every citizen of Bhutan should be happy. Because if you're not happy, what's the point? The government says, what's the point? The king says, what's the point if my people in my kingdom are not happy? What's the point of us being rich? So they give so much importance on happiness. They do survey, they do research. Every time they ensure that people are happy. What makes them happy? Okay, and I can name, a country like Cuba. All right, they just enjoy happiness in their simplicity, and though they are very, very poor as compared to America, but when it comes to the happiness index, they are happier than America. All right, so we're all Indians. What about India? What about India as far as happiness is concerned? In India, in the World Happiness Report, guess where we rank? We're not in the top 10, by the way. All right, we're not in the top 20. India ranked 139 out of 149 countries. So in terms of happiness, I think we are the saddest country. If not the saddest, one of the saddest country. That means a lot of people are sad. Man, we're talking about emotional well-being. All right, there is, I think, a strong prayer for our nation to be happy. And because we have missed out what gives us happiness. And that's where emotional well-being is all about. So today I thought of covering these two things. Of course, we're going to cover more next week. But then, of course, one is to have emotional stability. It's not that we tap in from the virtual world. But then I'm not saying it has its place. Okay, don't get me wrong. It has its place. But then if too much, it start giving us a selfie. All right. And then happiness is something, this keyword, pursuit to happiness. Find out what makes you happy. Enjoy, have good time. That's what emotional well-being is all about. The feeling good, being satisfied, being content. All right. Before we conclude, I thought, I want to share a couple of verses from the Bible that says, do not let your heart be troubled. I mean, even God wants you to have an emotional well-being, okay? And the best way to bring emotional stability is to trust in God. God says, trust in God, trust in me, okay? Where your heart enjoys. And one more verse as we conclude, it says that I pray, the psalmist says, I pray that God is the source of hope. I pray, the psalmist says, that he will fill you with joy and peace because you've learned to trust in him. Let there be overflow in your life with confidence and hope, and let the Spirit of God comes and fill you. I think this is where we bring in emotions. Yes, emotion is a key, but then I think the source, we need to connect to our Creator. That's where happiness and the source of emotional well-being is all about. So that's what I thought of sharing. We're almost out of time, guys. I can say thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. We meet every Thursday. I hope you guys are having a good time, and we can catch up again next week. You can invite your friends. All of you, thank you, Sajay, for leading this program. Thank you, Larry, for doing a wonderful